Today we're doing the 4-park challenge.
Let's unpack the magic. Welcome to the Team Unicorn Podcast. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sammy, and today we're going to be talking about the Disney parks. But before we do, we would just like to say Happy Pride Month, guys.
Yes, Happy Pride Month. We have friends and family who identify as LGBTQ or are part of that community. And we just wanted to take this moment for the first episode of Pride Month just to say that we definitely support and we like to consider ourselves allies of that community. We definitely want to make this a safe spot, a safe place for anyone in that community.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely want you to know that we're a safe space. You can feel welcome. We want anybody to be able to feel loved and supported here. And another important aspect of being a good ally is if you say that you love somebody within that community, make sure you're voting for people who will also love and support them. So voting is definitely a big way to be a good ally and advocate for those people within the community.
Yes, so definitely we have lots of links in our description of today's podcast for more ways to become a better supporter or how to learn how to support this community a lot more, and some links how to register to vote. So definitely check those out in the description down below.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm very excited for today's episode.
I am too.
I think this was such a fun idea. You came up with this idea, and I think it's such an awesome idea. Today we're going to do a 4-park challenge.
Yep.
And it's something that we typically, I don't think that we've never done so far.
No, we're not, we've never park hopped.
Yes, we're definitely just a one day a park type of tandem here. But we've seen lots of people do the park hop challenges or try to get all the parks done in one day. And I think that's such a unique, fun thing for us to plan out and experience.
Yeah, so definitely something I'd like to do for real. But it's definitely fun, like just, coming up with our ideas and what, we'd like to do. Hopefully this will give us some good ideas for in the future. Because I definitely think we'll do it eventually.
I'd really like to.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were just kind of one park a day type of people. We've been to Disney several times so far. Really caught that bug. In 2019, especially when they were getting ready to open up Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and that's what kind of led us into getting our first trip booked.
Yeah.
So our first trip wasn't back in January of 2020, right before the pandemic hits. Since then, we have been to Disney World a total of 3 times.
3 times, all for a week.
All for week-long trips. I don't think that you can really... I don't know. I just personally, I don't think
us, like we've tried to do like a 3-day trip and we're just like, but what parks do we like cut? Or like,
yeah, I think if we lived down there, if we lived closer, it'd probably be easier for us to
it would
justify a 2 or 3 day trip. But if
you're
going to spend all that money and, take a vacation, we just kind of go all out on it.
Yeah, for sure.
I also want to mention that growing up, we never actually went to the parks at all. This was definitely the first time getting that experience. So definitely going as adults, different experience than I would assume going as a child as.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
But yeah, we never went to the parks growing up. I definitely had the need or the urge to go to the parks. I remember growing up, we had a VHS tape, and I don't know how we got this VHS tape at the house, but it was like a silly kind of like promotional video for one of the water parks, and they had like Kool and the Gang, and they were singing Celebration with Mickey and Donald, and I was like, I just watched this, I'm like, I want to be there. But we never did. It just never was something that we were able to afford or manage or whatever the case was. But we definitely hit our bug as an adult, and
haven't looked back since. We've fully embraced the Disney adult life, and I love it.
Yes, so we've gone, like I said, we've gone several times. We did go out to Disneyland just recently, which I think we might be able to talk about that in a different upcoming podcast. But today we're going to focus solely on Disney parks, or Disney World parks, I should say, and we're going to focus on all of them today.
All the parks. We're going to all 4.
All 4 in one day. This is the 4-park Disney World challenge. Like I said, Sammy came up with this idea, and I just thought it was such a fun idea, and we just ran with it. I had tons of fun with it.
Yeah, I did too. I think I got to the point where I was like kind of overthinking a little bit, and I'm like, I just want to have fun with it. Like it's, it's just a fun idea.
So we set up just a couple of ground rules or parameters about this challenge. So kind of the idea of it is that you're in Disney World just one day, and you want to accomplish as much as you can in that one day.
Yeah.
We decided that you have to do one ride.
Yep.
One non-ride, show or attraction. You have to eat one meal or a snack of some sort,
Yeah,
snack,
some food.
drink, some food. And we also made the decision that it has to be that kind of like park specific food. You can't just go and get like a Mickey pretzel and a churro and just be done with it.
Yeah.
Like, we want something kind of unique to that park. And then you have to take one picture.
Yes.
We definitely take tons of pictures while we're there.
Pictures.
I think it's usually in like the thousands when we come back and we upload all our pictures. There's just tons of them. Obviously, you got to get the food pics for the gram.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's so many pictures we take when we're down there. So have to take at least one picture.
Yes.
Other things to consider is that you can't park hop until 2:00. That's currently how park hopping is.
Yes.
We've never had to deal or worry with that because
Yeah.
we never parked up before, but we did have to take that in consideration. And for the purpose of this experiment, we both have Genie Plus. So we can purchase a lightning lane if we want. We can go ahead and select the individual lightning lanes, whatever we need to do to accomplish our goal of doing all 4 parks in one day. These are completely blind to one another. Like, you don't know what I plan and she doesn't, I don't know what she's planned.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to see what we do in these 4 parks.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
All right. Are you excited? Let's do this.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
I think we decided you were going to go first.
Yes.
All right.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to have to look at my notes.
Definitely.
So, sorry if I look at my phone too much, but I just have some notes written down. Okay. So,
where are we starting the day?
My initial gut instinct, and I did change it a couple times, but then I always came back to it. Like, we're going to Animal Kingdom.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to Animal Kingdom bright and early in the morning.
All right.
So I'm assuming we would be resort guests. So we would get the early theme park entry.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
Yeah. So if we did do that, the safari isn't open with that, so then we'd have to go do like Everest or Dinosaur. I didn't have us going to Flight of Passage.
Even if you got there in the morning, I think it's such a long line.
Yeah.
Even then, I mean, you probably aren't going to wait that long, but obviously, we've got some time constraints that we have to deal with. So
yeah, so I guess that wasn't my choice. So I had us going off to like Dinosaur Expedition Everest first. And just because this is the first park, like we're gonna be there till 2, so we can do more than just like the one of each thing. So that was my first 2 things, and then probably getting on the safari and or finding breakfast.
Oh, so we're doing 3 rides.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So so I don't know if we do the first 2 and then get some breakfast and then go on like the safari. Because I'm assuming that wouldn't be too long of a wait or anything like that. And then we're gonna do Festival of the Lion King was my show.
Okay, that'd be fun.
Yes, like that was like a must do. But then I'm like, well, maybe if we have some time for Kite Tales, I'm not sure. But if we didn't, that would be okay. And then somewhere along the way, we're gonna get a picture with Kevin.
Oh yes, I thought about doing that too.
Yeah, that was my picture.
You have to remember to bring the chocolate.
Yes, for sure.
And ask how Kevin's babies are.
Yes. I just remember like when we got to meet Doug and Russell, like that was just so fun.
That was such a core memory. Like it was so much fun. I remember that day Russell was holding my hand so tight and I'm just like, this little kid, so cute. I never
Yeah,
want to let
I
go. And then
know.
Doug is just so hairy, and he gave you like the biggest hug.
Yeah, yeah. Like I just love characters. And I think we just only saw Kevin kind of walking past, so we never actually got to meet Kevin.
Right. I do remember having a
Yeah,
picture of Kevin just kind of walking by
yeah,
and looking all goobery, but
yeah. So I definitely would like a really cute picture with Kevin. I think that would be awesome. Yeah, and then for lunch we are getting cheeseburger pods.
of course.
Yes, from Satuli Canteen.
Of course. That's
So
so good. So
yeah,
good.
and that we might have to mobile order in the morning, put one in, because sometimes that can get kind of
Yes.
far out if you're getting a little bit closer to lunchtime. So I would probably put that in the morning. Um, but yeah, so those are like the core things that I would like to fit in. And I think that would be pretty doable before we'd have to leave the park.
Because I mean, you're getting there probably around 8, if not earlier, depending on what day or time they open up
Yeah,
during
I
the
think
day.
right now they open at 7:30. So then if you're a resort guest, you can get in at like 7.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty early as of right now. So yeah, so you have a lot of time. So I figured doing all of those things would definitely be pretty doable. So it'd be kind of nice if you could get your lunch and then maybe like watch kite-tails and then head out.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, so that was my first park.
Okay. Well, for my first park, we are definitely sleeping in. I know going into these days, especially if even if it's just one park a day, they get really, really long.
Yeah.
And I just know that I'm gonna get exhausted by the end of the day. My back's
Yeah.
gonna hurt by the end of the day. We're sleeping in. This is maybe a laundry day and Mickey Waffles back at the hotel in the morning. We're sleeping in, and we're gonna head to Magic Kingdom to start off
Oh,
with.
nice.
Probably get there about 9:30. I don't really feel the need for what I kind of want to do in Magic Kingdom. I don't feel like we need a rope drop because we're gonna have a very nostalgic day. We're gonna
Oh.
have like a really like I wouldn't say like an original type of day, but like it's gonna be very nostalgic. So we're gonna start
Okay,
off in
that
Magic.
sounds fun.
We're gonna start off in Magic Kingdom. And something I didn't think I'd ever say, we're gonna get a lightning lane for Dumbo.
Oh.
I just want to get up on Dumbo, just spread my wings up in the morning, and just have a really fun, cute, nostalgic day. So we're gonna first check to see what the lightning lanes are for Dumbo. Book whatever's available. I'm sure it's probably going to be right away, if not within a half hour, as we walk into the park. But the first thing we're actually going to physically do in the park, we're going to go say hi to Mickey.
Oh.
We're gonna go to Town Square. We're gonna stop on and say hi to Mickey. You're in his house. Like
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
not say hi when you're
Right.
there. So that's where we're gonna get our picture. We're gonna get our selfie with Mickey, and then I figured by this time it's probably about 9:30 ish. By the time 9:30, 10 ish. By the time whenever we get in, Dapper Dans are gonna be out. They're gonna be singing. So I'm gonna take a little cheat here and say that's gonna be our show. We're gonna sit
Okay.
and watch the Dapper
That
Dans.
counts.
It counts.
Yeah.
It's not like a full-on fledged show or anything, but we're gonna watch Dapper Dans. There's
Yeah.
probably gonna be a 50th cavalcade rolling around pretty soon
Yeah.
as well. I kind of wanted to wait to see like where Festival of Fantasy was going to be going on, but I know that doesn't happen until around lunchtime and noon.
Noon and
And
3.
spoiler alert, we're not going to be in Magic Kingdom around lunchtime or noon.
Oh.
So Dapper Dans or 50th Cavalcade, that's going to be our entertainment or our show. As we leave Town Square, going towards the castle, obviously it's all beautiful, and we're going to take a right and head up into Fantasyland. We're going to get some breakfast, and we're going to go get a Gaston's cinnamon roll.
Oh, yum. With the extra icing,
With
right?
the extra
You
icing.
gotta ask for the extra icing.
So I figured by the time we start kind of going towards Storybook Circus and the backside of not water, but the backside of New Fantasyland, if our lightning lane for Dumbo's open, we can go ahead and hit Dumbo. If not, we can just go to get breakfast with the cinnamon roll, hang out in Gaston's and like the Little Mermaid area back there, and just have a really chill day.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's probably going to be pretty chill. We could probably do Little Mermaid or check a lightning lane for maybe like Haunted Mansion. I'm not really too concerned about anything with time just because we've not doing a whole lot of like big lineage things. That we're not
Yeah.
sitting in for, Jungle Cruise or Splash Mountain or anything.
Yeah.
And I wanted to stay pretty compact into where we were.
Okay.
So then we're gonna leave the park
Okay.
and we're gonna get brunch at the Polynesian.
Oh.
I figured we've got plenty of time. We can't do anything until 2 with my next park.
Mhm.
So we're gonna hop on the monorail, have ourselves finish off this little nostalgic kind of like
Yeah.
opening day vibes that we got going on, and we're gonna go over to the Poly and we're gonna have brunch at Ohana. A good secret tip for getting a cheap meal at the Poly at a good time is if you do brunch, and you can plan their breakfast all
Yep.
the way up until like 11:55,
Yep.
which is what we did on our last trip. So even though it was lunchtime, I didn't want to pay the 50 some dollars for
Yeah.
lunch prices at Ohana. So we wound up getting breakfast just at lunchtime. It's
Yep.
still $25, and it was
it's
such
so
a good
good.
meal. So
So
we're just
yummy.
gonna relax in the Polynesian, take in the nice
Mhm.
smells. Hopefully characters will be back eventually at some time if we ever do this. So like Lilo and Stitch will be
Yeah.
out. Just a very fun, chill day to start off with. Maybe
Yeah.
grab a Dole Whip and wait till 2 o'clock when we can start the park hop.
That sounds wonderful. That just sounds really nice.
I just wanted a very nice chill day because once it comes into like
Mhm.
parks 2 and 3, I know it's
Yeah.
gonna be a little bit more like hustle and bustle. So I want to start today off pretty chill.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like in Magic Kingdom, like there's just so many rides and stuff to do. Like you're just kind of like, okay, what's next? What are we doing next?
Yeah,
So
definitely not gonna happen on my 4 park
yeah.
challenge day. All right, so that is it with my first park. What are we doing for your second park?
Okay, so my second park, so we're gonna leave Animal Kingdom. I want to get to our next park like right at 2. And we're going to the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, we could just like passing each other.
Yeah, so that is our second one. Yeah, and I did this for one reason, and that's because I want to make sure.
That she doesn't have to see Enchantment at night.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that could be, but no, because we are going to catch the Festival of Fantasy parade at
Ah,
3 o'clock, so that's why I'm like, I really want that to be my show.
yes,
So, but before we do that, we are going to go and ride the Haunted Mansion.
of course.
Mm-hmm. And then we are going to go get a coconut Dole Whip,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're gonna go watch the parade.
Oh, nice.
So
I tried so hard to like try to fit in like initially I wanted to do like Mansion and Big Thunder just because I know those are
oh,
some of our favorite rides.
yeah,
But I just didn't know with like if it's gonna work out, and like I didn't want to be trucking across the park for everything,
yeah,
and I knew like I definitely wanted that cinnamon roll. So, but I
yeah,
tried so hard to incorporate at least Big Thunder Mountain and Mansion into that.
yeah. Yeah, so ideally, like, if we have Genie Plus, like, we could hopefully have booked a time that, like, at, like, 2:15-ish or something so that works out.
And you could have booked that when you were in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
Kingdom still.
yep. So, yeah, and then, after the parade, hopefully it's not too busy because I'd really like to get a castle picture. That would
Mhm.
be like, I don't know. I feel like it's Magic Kingdom. Plus, if you do Genie Plus, you get the 25th.
Oh, the AR filter.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
with the birthday cake.
Yep. So I think that would be a really fun picture to get.
Yes.
But yeah, I felt like those were my things.
That sounds like a really fun,
To
like
do.
just a little couple hours in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I felt like we could maybe just kind of hit it all within like an hour and a half ish. So
Yeah, and that's the thing, like with especially with your trip, like and I wanted to do it too. We haven't really seen the full on Festival of Fantasy parade. We've
yeah,
just kind of been like adjacent to it, or I
yeah,
remember we were eating like Sleepy Hollow one day. We were
yep,
kind of just hanging out off the side, and we just saw it kind of pass by.
yeah,
We like haven't actually like been there in like the hub or on the routes to actually see
yeah.
it
Like
yet.
that wasn't like our main like intention. Like we've just kind of like, oh, it's happening. Oh, maybe we can catch a glimpse of it.
So yes, I'm really glad that you were able to incorporate that because that's something I definitely want to
Yeah,
do and make time for the next time
yeah,
we get to
yep.
go there.
So that's why I was either gonna start there so we could watch the noon one, or I wanted it to be my second one so that we could do the 3 o'clock show.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And then we're going to park up and after that?
Yeah,
Okay.
those were all my things.
Okay,
So it was
perfect.
pretty like compact, like just going to like Haunted Mansion, getting Dole Whip, and coming back to the castle. And
Nice.
yeah.
All right. So, and obviously said yours was a kind of like a compact, small. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be the case with mine too, which
Sure.
I feel bad for because it is Animal Kingdom.
Oh.
I think the way that I've routed everything, we're going to get a lot done real quick.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to head into Animal Kingdom. We're going to leave the Poly via bus probably about 1:30, so we can get there kind
Yeah.
of right when they open up. And we're going immediately towards Everest. Get that lightning
Yep.
lane. Hopefully it's not too bad. Worst case, we could maybe do single rider, which is something we've never done. But I mean,
Yeah.
if we're trying to get time, taken care of, maybe do that. But lightning lane would be the best bet for
Yeah.
that.
Everest is probably like, when you ask like what's my favorite ride, I definitely lean towards Everest. Like,
Yes, for sure. In that park, Everest is my favorite ride,
yeah.
which I feel bad for just because like the safari is like the main staple, like that's what everyone.
Yeah.
But like Everest is just it's
I
just
love it.
amazing.
It's just like the theming, like when you're walking through the queue, and then I don't know, just the storytelling. Like, I just love it.
Disco Yeti and all.
Yeah. Plus the ride is just so thrilling.
Yes, so that's gonna be my ride, and then when we get off the ride, we're gonna catch kite-tails because we're right there.
Okay.
It's literally
Yeah.
just right across the entrance there. Go ahead. I don't know if maybe we'll actually sit down and watch it, but as you're kind of going around the water there, definitely watch a
Yeah.
little snippet of it. But we're gonna be right there. We're gonna watch kite-tails. It's so stupid fun. Like,
Oh, it's such a good show. Like, I know it kind of gets made fun of or people poke fun at it, but I really enjoyed that. It was so
yeah.
good.
So we came in to Animal Kingdom, kind of going around the Discovery Tree and going up Asia to kind of get to Everest.
Okay.
We're gonna head back that same way. We're gonna look for Mr. Kamal's fries,
Yum.
stop and get some of that and some pot stickers because that'll be right around midday. Won't need too big of a meal,
Mhm.
but at least something savory, kind of to hold us over until we get some nice sweet stuff coming up here.
Ooh.
So go over and get that, and then on my way out, we're gonna head back to Discovery Island, and we're gonna find Kevin.
Oh, we have the same
We
picture.
had the same picture.
That's awesome.
Yes, I figured it's kind of on that same kind of path.
Yeah.
She should be roaming around out and about there.
Kevin's a girl?
Yeah, you didn't know that? Yeah, she's got babies.
What?
Yes. So I feel bad because it's Animal Kingdom. It's such a beautiful park. It's such a great park. I feel like it's such a good park to just relax in.
Yeah, and that's why I like that I picked it as my first one, because like we don't have to rush. Like we can just take it easy and just relax. And
yeah, so that's gonna be my second park. We're kind of gonna get in there, get out. I don't foresee us being in there more than 2 hours because I want to park up to my next spot probably about 4.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking too, like with my second day or my second park with Magic Kingdom, like as soon as that parade's done, like we're
gonna bounce.
Yeah, we're probably gonna bounce.
All right, so where are we going after that parade though?
We are going to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a pattern you're gonna see here pretty quick here, folks.
I have a feeling. But we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Yeah, so we're gonna head over to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
We are going to depending on times, like I don't know for sure, like maybe hit the Frozen sing along first. Because I don't know exactly when the last show is.
I think it's later still. I think it's still like 6:30 or 7.
Okay. Well, we can check the show times for that. Because that's my show that I want to do.
And it's a lightning lane available, so you could grab a lightning lane for that.
I was thinking because my ride, well, I'll hang off on my ride. So, well, we're gonna do Frozen sing along, and then we're gonna go get our picture in Potato Land.
Potato Land. Potato Land. If you guys don't know what Potato Land is,
You
It's
have to
ridiculous.
watch that Mickey short. It's so good.
So there is, to just clarify, there is
Yeah.
a Mickey short.
Yes, there's
You can
Mickey.
watch it on Disney Plus.
You can also watch it. I think they play that in the part
Yes,
in
it is
Hollywood
one
Studios.
of the shorts that plays right before. At least it was when we were there.
Yeah.
Um, but Mickey and Donald and Goofy are on a road trip, and they see a roadside for Potato Land. And Goofy is like, "Oh my god, I remember going to Potato Land growing up or something, and like I just want to go to Potato Land."
Yeah.
It's actually just a sign for like Idaho
Yeah.
potatoes. But Mickey and Donald build this huge theme park out of potatoes.
Potatoes.
It's absolutely
Oh my
ridiculous, and
gosh.
I love it.
Yes.
I think it's the best Mickey short to date.
Yeah.
But they have in Hollywood Studios
Yep,
a
in
little
Hollywood Studios. They have so like the shorts that they show, they have like these little displays.
like photo ops.
Yeah, photo ops. Thank you. And yeah, and so you can go in and like they literally have a potato on a stand, and in the background is Potato Land, and you can go get your picture taken.
Since we've seen that, or since
Yeah.
we found that, we've always gone to it.
Yeah, like it's just the funnest thing. And
And there's a couple other
yeah,
photo
I don't
ops
know
there
what the
too.
other
I think one's
ones.
of Yodelberg, and there's one
Yeah.
with a panda.
Yeah.
But it's so stupid
It's
silly.
so silly. I love it. Yeah, so that was our picture. And then for our maybe we'll go get our snack.
Okay.
We're gonna get our snack. We're gonna get the Glimmer and Shimmer Blondie
Okay.
for our snack.
You were gonna be right in that area.
Yeah. So we'll go do that. And then our ride is gonna be Mickey and Minnie's
Of course.
Runaway. Yeah. So that was my ride. It was a little hard to choose just because there's so many good rides there.
And I think that's the one you have to pay additional for. No, is it just Rise?
I think as of right now, it's just Rise.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that because I don't think Slinky is included.
It used to be that you
Used
had
to
to pay
be.
for it.
Yeah. So yeah. So right now it's included. I don't know if that'll change anytime soon, but it's just a cute ride and like
It's such a cute
I
ride.
don't know, I love it.
Mhm.
So that was the ride I picked. And then yeah, and then I feel like you don't really have to like travel too far for all of those things. They're kind of just all close-ish. So yeah, that's our cute little fun hour-ish in Hollywood Studios maybe. I don't foresee that taking too long.
No,
I guess
probably not.
depending like when you hit the show for the Frozen
And
Sing
how
Along.
long you have
Yeah.
to wait in line for Mickey's. But yeah, I think you can get in and out of there in an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, yeah.
2 hours tops.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that is park number 3 for you.
yes, park number 3.
All right. Park number 3 for me is also Hollywood Studios.
How did I know?
How did we know that? And funny enough, we're gonna have maybe somewhat similar day
this
here.
is great. I was wondering like how similar or different our days were gonna be.
And I think that's why I purposely like try to have like a very chill day at Magic Kingdom. I wanted to do something a little off the beaten path, maybe something like you probably wouldn't think that we were gonna do. That's why I'm like, we're going on Dumbo, we're going back to New Fantasyland. Like, you're not gonna think that I'm gonna go back out that way. We're going off site for the Poly. But when it comes to Hollywood Studios, I think that we have pretty similar tastes here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a Uber. However, we're gonna get over to Hollywood Studios.
Okay.
Whatever we do, we're about to go there around 4. Like you mentioned in your part, I want to say very centralized. I really wanted to try doing something like mobile ordering something over at Woody's Lunchbox, or maybe even going into Galaxy's Edge for a Ronto wrap.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just too much walking. I just didn't. This is another park where I feel like I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in.
Yeah.
Especially just with the time constraints of getting into the evening.
Yeah.
But I just like, let's kind of make it chill, but we're still going to have some fun.
Yeah.
So right as we get into the park, or probably even after we start to leave Animal Kingdom, we're going to start looking for a lightning lane for Frozen Ever After.
Okay.
I figured by this point, if it is a hot day, we're going to need some AC. I want to sit down, enjoy a little bit of coldness, a little bit of Snope, and a little bit of Olaf and Anna and Elsa singing.
Yes. Oh, I love that show. It's so funny.
It is. It's so much
I
fun.
remember the first time we watched it, like I didn't realize how funny it was.
I think the the historians. I don't know if
Yep.
that's the official title.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think so.
Yeah.
They're so much fun. I think we've usually had the same historians
I know.
for the
Yeah, we've
most
had a
part.
couple of the same ones, but they're all good. Like,
Yeah,
they're
they're
so
so good.
good. Like, I don't know. Every time I just laugh. I laugh so much.
And every time they get mad at me when I scream out puddle.
Yep.
But it is what it is. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go and hang out in Frozen, sing along for a little bit. After we tap in, we're gonna go ahead and see about booking Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower.
Ooh.
Um, Reason being, one, because I knew you were gonna pick Mickey's. And two, I really enjoy both of those rides.
Yeah.
I think I enjoy Rock and Roller Coaster more than
I
Tower of
I
Terror.
almost picked Rock and Roller Coaster.
Because especially after going out to Disneyland and doing Mission Breakouts,
Oh,
I just think that Mission Breakout is the far superior ride.
yeah.
So as much as I love Tower, I
Mhm.
would much rather do Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
If I had to wait 60 minutes for one of those, it'd be Rock and Roller
Sure.
Coaster over Tower.
That's fair.
So we're gonna do whatever one is pretty much the next available.
Okay.
I'm hoping that something is pretty close. Realistically, I know it's probably going to be within maybe an hour out to find something for Lightning Lane for them, but
Mhm.
that'll still give us some time just to relax. So that's what we're doing right as we get into Frozen. We're gonna watch Frozen, have a good time.
Yeah.
After leaving Frozen, we're gonna stick in that area and have the glitter and shimmer blondie from Black Cloud Express.
I shouldn't be surprised, but
It is. I don't even think this is hyperbole. Like, it is the best 50th snack.
Yeah, it's
Like, I dream about
Yep.
that blondie. It is the best snack. I
Ugh,
think in Hollywood studios. I can't nothing else
yeah.
really pops up to me as like a better like sweet snack. There's a lot of other like savory
Mhm.
snacks or like, good small dishes, but
Yeah.
I don't think that like I know that box tart, it's not as good as the blondie.
No, I mean, as
The
good as
Wookie
that
the
is,
Wookie cookie might be
that's
close.
kinda getting on yeah.
But I mean, like I said, we wanted
Yeah.
to do like a specific park,
Mhm.
snack, and it's just so
Yeah.
good. So we're gonna go have that, and then while we do that, we're just gonna monitor what lines are less to get into to take a picture with either Mickey, Minnie, or Olaf.
Oh, okay.
Because we're right on that backside there. We're close
Yeah.
to Potato Land.
Yep.
But I want to hop in a line and get a picture with a character.
Yeah.
Which is kind of an overall theme that I've been trying to do with these pictures.
Oh,
I
sure.
wanted to get a character picture.
Okay.
So we're probably just going to get into whatever line is less. Maybe enjoy the blondie while we wait in line.
Yeah.
And then as we finish up with that, we're going to head over to preferably Rock and Roller Coaster,
Mhm.
get in our Lightning Lane, and then we're going to hop on the Skyliner and we're going to head to our fourth park, which together, our fourth park is Epcot, which is not a surprise for either of us.
Yeah. Like, I knew, like, when we started talking about, like, oh, this is what we kind of want to do for this episode, I'm like, well, I'm ending my day in Epcot, like,
Yeah.
that's for sure. And then, like, Animal Kingdom, like, just sounds so nice to start off. And yeah, I don't know, just
I had a feeling going into this this challenge that we were both going to do the 3 and 4 was going to be Hollywood and Epcot just because of the Skyliner
Yeah.
availability. That just made the most sense, like travel wise. But it just worked out for both of us really, really well.
yeah, for sure. All right, well, now that it's not a surprise anymore,
Yes.
we're going to Epcot.
We're
So,
going
yeah.
to Epcot.
Yeah, after we finish up our stuff in Hollywood Studios, we're getting on that Skyliner and heading over.
All right, what are we doing first in Epcot?
So,
I'm excited.
Yeah, so first, I'm hoping there's gonna be some kind of availability for Cosmic Rewind.
Oh, I didn't even think about that at all.
Oh, see, I didn't know if that was like because it's not technically open as of right now when we're recording, but
I mean, let's just make.
but I'm
let's-
just like,
yeah,
well,
let's
it's
just
so
say.
close. But yeah, so that's gonna be our ride. So I'm hoping it just works out. Like that's what I would like to do first when we get there. Is to go on that and
Okay.
experience that ride. And then
You're trekking us across the park.
I know, I'm sorry. But then while we're up there, we can go get a picture. Well, I guess ideally I'd like to get my picture with Spaceship Earth maybe at night.
It'll be close to like
But it,
to
yeah.
dusk.
So that's gonna be my picture.
Okay.
So then if we can get those two taken care of at the front of the park, then we can make our way back to World Showcase and we can get some yummy fish and chips for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, because those are just my favorite.
It's the staple. You got to get them when we're there.
Pretty much. Yeah, so we're doing that. And then I guess I'd like to maybe do like a bonus like snack thing. Maybe going over to Kringle Bakery and getting a little snack over there, like school bread
Mm-hmm.
or
Don't
yeah.
sleep on that school bread. It's.
Yeah, that or caramel couche. I always say that weird.
I feel like I'm always gonna say it wrong, even if I'm confident. I'm gonna say it wrong. Caramel cuche.
Yeah. And they have that gingerbread that caramel
Oh
gingerbread.
yes,
Yeah. So depending like what we want for a little snack, because then we're gonna go watch Harmonious because
it's harmonious.
it's Harmonious and that's our show and it's better than Enchantment and you can't argue with me on that.
I'm gonna argue a little bit with you, but we're gonna hold that off to a different podcast.
But yeah, that's gonna be like kind of finishing our day. But I figured depending how much time we have, we can still walk around like World Showcase a little
Yeah,
bit,
definitely.
check out the pavilions because that's one thing I love doing there, just going back because like I feel like, you walk past them, you see the front, but like people don't realize like how much further back most of them go and you can
Oh
like
yeah,
explore in there.
especially
So
with the new France opening in the background with Remy's, like that
yeah.
goes back so far, and Morocco is very beautiful all the way in the
Mhm.
back. So
Yeah, so just having a fun, hopefully relaxing night in Epcot. I know I'm kind of trekking us across the park to get some stuff done, but
it's okay. We're gonna get some steps when I go there too.
yeah, I'm like, well, and it's so big, like I don't know if you can avoid that. But yeah, it's our favorite park and it has my favorite nighttime show, so that was just a no-brainer for me to end the day there.
Same here.
Yeah.
I also ended with Epcot, and it was primarily to make sure we got to see
Yeah.
Harmonious that night. I just love that show. It gives me the feels,
Oh, the
the
feels.
same feels that people got with Happily Ever After. Like that's how I get with
Yeah.
Harmonious.
Yep, same.
It's just fantastic. I love it. I'm so excited to see it. I will be excited when I see it the 100th time.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna start in Epcot. And we're going to ignore World Showcase a little bit, just kind of like what you did.
Yeah.
I don't plan on going all the way out to Cosmic Rewind, but I figure we're going to hit Soarin'.
Okay.
One, just because we're World Showcase, where you kind of enter World Showcase from the International Gateway, you're kind of over on the right or the left side of the park.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of stay over that way. I do want to check up a little bit because we're going to do Soarin'. Again, if they have a lightning lane, perfect. If not, probably about this time, it's probably only going to be like a 20-minute wait. Maybe.
Oh,
I don't think
yeah.
it's going to be that long anyway.
No.
And which is fine because it's probably going to have some really nice AC while you wait
Mhm.
in that queue. So not an issue there. And then when you're out, there's not going to be a ride or a wait for Living with the Land or Figment. So we're
Mhm.
going to do one of those two. And if I had to choose, it'd probably be Figment. But because we're going to be in the Land Pavilion, it just might be easier just to do
I
Living
mean,
with the
you could
Land.
maybe just do them both.
You could do them both, but I don't really want to feel like I have to do a
Yeah.
lot of rides. I just figured this one, they're all kind of close in
Yeah.
proximity. You could probably do two of those, but Soarin' is the one that I definitely want to include on that list.
Okay.
And then obviously whatever lightning lane is available, or shortest wait there. From there, we're going to head back into World Showcase. We are not going to Mexico. We're not even going to, we're pretty much just going to ignore the whole, that side of the Mexico side of the World Showcase.
Okay.
Just because I don't want it to be such a long walk around.
Yeah.
And we've probably done a lot of walking already.
Yeah.
We're probably kind of sore, kind of tired. But we are probably kind of hungry.
Mhm.
So figure there's going to be a food booth there.
Yeah.
There's going to be a festival going on. There's going to be food booths. If we're going down the Canada aisle or the Canada route, there's probably going to be some pretty good beef tips and gravy or something at the Poutine Shack. Grab
Yeah.
something there. And then I figure for something sweet, we could definitely stop over by Canada, get some maple popcorn, or head into France to get something yummy from Leal.
Yes.
Um, but before we go to France, we're going to take our picture. Fingers crossed, hopefully, that Mary Poppins or Alice is still there. We're going to do 4
Oh,
for 4. We're going to hope that there's a character there. I do have an honorable mention if they are not out, because it's going to be a little bit
yeah,
later.
it's gonna be a little bit later, so sometimes I just tend to not be there, but
We're going to go ahead and take a selfie with Remy over in France, the Remy Pavilion,
oh,
or
okay.
Remy Topiary.
Yeah.
That's kind of going into the backside by the Ratatouille ride. So I figured that was, best case scenario. If there's no actual costume characters or face
Yeah.
characters out there, at least we can get a nice little picture with Remy out there. So I preferably would like to, like I said, stay on that side of the park. I want to go all the way to Japan. One, because there's probably some sweets, drinks when you go out towards Japan and Morocco, in that area. And I don't know if we'll maybe hit up the U.S. Maybe for moonshine sour, see what's going on over
Oh,
there.
that's on my that's on well, it's on both of our lists. We don't really drink, but I've heard good things about this drink.
And if you're gonna drink anywhere, I think drinking around the world or having a drink around the world showcase of
Yeah.
Epcot is probably the best spot to have.
Yeah, for
One,
sure. We've had some with the festival booths.
yes, I think every festival
So
we've been to, except the first one, I've had some sort of alcoholic drink
yeah.
from one of the booths that was there. I think this past one I had a couple. So we'll definitely do
Yeah.
something around there. But I do want to end up in Japan.
Mhm.
We've watched Harmonious from Japan.
Yep.
I think it's a very beautiful spot. With you get the kind of the pagoda archway
Yeah.
and just seeing everything kind of combined right in the middle there. You're kind of off to the center, skewed a little bit, but it's still a really good place to
Yeah, it
sit
was still a
for.
really good spot.
And it
So
didn't seem like where we were sitting, which I'm not going to give that up because we had pretty good seats for it
yeah.
in somewhere in the Japan pavilion.
Yeah.
Um, but I definitely like to sit there, and then
Yeah.
then you're not too far out from the international gateway to get back on the Skyliner to most likely go back to Pop where we started the day.
Yeah.
So that is my final park day, because we're
Nice.
obviously we end the day watching Harmonious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know, that just sounds so fun. Oh, yeah, and I don't know, I just love Epcot, like, just ending our day there, but, and
It's perfect.
it is, it really is. Yeah.
All right, so that 4 park challenge was so much fun.
Yeah.
It was such a great idea. I'm so excited. Maybe we could do something like this for Disneyland, or maybe incorporate some other fun challenges in a
Yeah.
different show.
Yeah, I definitely really like this, so
Yes,
and,
definitely.
it's just a fun way to talk about the Disney parks and, yeah, I don't know,
And
hopefully
dream about those blondies.
oh my gosh. I like, we always say, like, we only go to Disney for the food.
Oh
Like
my god! If you saw, like, we make books of all of our with all of our pictures from the parks, and
yeah,
it's just pages and pages of food.
of food.
Sometimes it's
Yeah,
just
it's
we dream about the food.
it's so good.
All right. So to finish off today's
Yeah,
episode, I figure we could play another little fun game of word association.
yeah.
I'm going to go off and list a park.
Yep.
And then on the count of 3, we're going to say just the first word that comes to mind when we say that park.
Yeah.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah, that sounds fun too.
All right. Let's start with Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Yeti.
Caca-rar!
Is it Caca Rar?
I think it's yeah,
Yeah, it's Caca Rar.
Caca-rar. We're so cool.
We haven't done any of those Wilderness Explorer kind of challenges or to get the little badge.
Yeah, yeah.
But we should maybe try one of those,
Yeah,
because there's
we
always
should
like
try
the
it.
cast members that are out there.
Yeah, and I know it's, like, probably geared towards kids, but, like
I'm sure there's probably someone our
Yeah.
age with a little booklet full of badges, and that's
Mhm.
totally fine.
And the cast members are so awesome, I'm sure they get adults doing it all the time, so,
Yes.
yeah.
I think of Disco Yeti just inside of Everest. It'll never get fixed, and it's fine.
That's
Maybe
okay.
they could do a little bit different disco lighting with it, but it's fine. I'll take a broken Yeti with a great ride.
Yeah, it's still a great ride. It's still,
Still a
like,
great ride.
one of our favorites, so.
Definitely. All right, let's move to Epcot.
Okay.
All right. Got one?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Pavilion.
Figment. All right, I got Figment. It's my favorite character in the park. I just Figment is the best.
Yeah.
I think they need to do justice to him. They need to replace the ride, revamp the ride,
Yeah.
overhaul, do whatever they want to do with the ride. Just give him justice. Bring back the Dream Finder. Bring
Yeah.
back that cool little rainbow tunnel.
Yeah, like, I just, like it's one of those things where, like, I wish we grew up going to the Disney parks because we never got to experience that, but we hear how great it is all the time, and
Hmm.
I'm like, I want it even though I've never, like,
I don't know, but
experienced
then
it,
on the other
but
hand, I'm like, are we gonna be like jaded Disney fans if we like remember stuff that happened like from the Epcot in like the 80s and 90s? Be like, back in my day, they had veggie fruit fruit.
No, I think we will embrace the changes, as much as we can. Unless you take away happily ever after, then we will riot, so but
All right. Well, speaking of that, let's go to Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Um, I don't have a word, but I have a phrase.
Okay, do you wanna say them separately or together?
Yeah, let's say them separately.
Okay, so mine would be happily ever after. Like, I remember watching it for the first time, and didn't think a fireworks show could make me cry. But it did, and
Yeah,
that's
it
why
definitely did.
yeah, like, I remember just, like, looking at you like, "Is this really happening right now?" Like, I don't know, but I love it, like, and to this day, like, I still love Happily Ever After, and it just means, like I know it means a lot to a lot of people and everyone, but it really does mean a lot to me and to us, and, yeah.
All right. I feel like I got to stand back for this one. This here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Oh, that's
We
so
cannot
fun.
not quote that when we get onto Big Thunder Mountain. It
Yeah.
is hands down my favorite ride in the park. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
I
like
think Mansion is pretty
yeah,
close right up
Mansion
there,
and yeah, Big
but
Thunder.
I love Big Thunder. I will go on that every single time. I remember one trip we went on like 3-4 times in one day.
Mhm.
Same thing with Everest. That's a ride that we really love. We went on that ride like 4 or 5
Oh, I
times in one
remember
day.
we rode it, like, 3 times in a row, I think, or
Yeah,
something, yeah, that
but
was fun.
I love Big Thunder Mountain. It's so much fun. It's
Mhm.
it's my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom, hands
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
All right, so we did Animal, we did Epcot, we did Magic, and then we just are left with Hollywood
Yeah, Hollywood
Studios.
Studios.
All right, I have my word.
Okay, do you wanna say them together
Yeah.
or separate? Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Cap and
Chewy.
Piggy. Aw, Chewy.
I remember the first time we walked down Sunset,
Mhm.
and I heard that song. Well, explain why Cap and
Okay,
Peggy.
so yeah, Cap and Peggy. So their song, which
I can't think of it
I
either off
can't
the
think
top
of
of
the
my
name
head.
of it. But their song plays like when you're walking down.
The one that they have their dance to,
Yeah, their
their
dance too.
final dance to.
Um, I think it's been a long time, or it's been a
Yes.
long, long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember hearing that, and I'm like, is that right? Is that their song? And you're like, "Yeah, that's their song." And so I just think of them, like, every time I'm walking down that,
Hmm.
and I know, like, it's probably not, like, the whole park, but I definitely really like Sunset, and that just comes to mind, and yeah, and Cap and Peggy, like, Cap's your favorite,
My favorite Avenger, my
yeah.
favorite hero. I just it's so weird. Like I remember like walking down and hearing it for the first time, and like I was just kind of like la la da da kind of walking, and then I'm just like, wait, this is their song.
Yeah, this is their
This is their
song.
song. And then I
Yeah.
got all the feels for Cap and
Yeah.
Peggy. I love Captain Carter, well, Agent Carter, Captain
Yeah.
Peggy Carter, however you want, whatever iteration.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that character in any universe.
Yes, and I love Peggy, like, she's always been one of my favorites, and I really loved the show that she got only for 2 seasons, but I thoroughly enjoyed them, and, yeah, so she's one of my favorites and favorite couple, and
Right.
yeah.
And I think we need to make a petition. I don't know if you need to do like an online
Mhm.
like an online petition to get Chubby as the just the huge center focal point of Hollywood studios. He's so cute. He
More
or she.
Chubby in the
I
park,
don't know if it's
guys.
a he or she. Chubby. Chubby's the pronoun.
Yeah, Chubby right
Chubby.
here.
Just so cute. I think the real star of Mickey and Minnie's
Oh my
Runaway
gosh.
Railway.
Yeah.
I just love Chubby so much.
Yes.
So
Love Chubby.
I could definitely do with more Chubby.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for watching today's episode, or listening to today's episode, or however you're taking Team Unicorn in.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. If you have any ideas on what you would do for your 4-park challenge, or you have any like hidden things that you'd like to add in on your challenge, definitely let us know.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and leave it in the comments, either here on YouTube or Spotify or wherever you're listening to. You go ahead and even leave us an email.
Yeah, you can email us.
Yes, Team Unicorn Podcast at gmail.com. Go ahead and send us an email. We'd be more than happy to, read all your comments and read all your suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
This would be so much fun here. And we've got our Instagram page too.
Yes.
Find us at Team Unicorn. That has actually all the links to all the places you can actually listen to Team Unicorn as well on there. And we'll constantly keep updating that. So keep an eye on there for some fun stuff, some behind the scenes. I'm just excited to, grow that community and grow our little Team Unicorn family.
Yes. Yeah. So we'd love to hear from you guys. We love to interact with you guys. So, yeah.
All right. Well, for Team Unicorn Podcast, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Sammy.
And it's been magical.